Alright, Assassin Gamers and Briar Fighters, what exactly can we do with these classes? I mean, mages got Faded Ashes. What do we get besides a nerfed First Strike? Obviously, when I say we, I'm speaking about you guys. I play everything, but I do understand that there have been some issues with Kha'Zix and things like that. And we're not going to talk about builds and itemization, right? Because those things largely can be subjective. Obviously, First Strike is still a decent rune. It's just that it's about the playstyle, because naturally you see Kha'Zix here is not one of these, hey, I'm going to full clear by 330 and resequence 1200 times. But then I beg you the question, why can't you? And then they start to get a little bit quizzical like this, and I'm like, well, yeah. If there's no ganking action whatsoever as a Kha'Zix or an assassin of any kind, and you happen to be someone that can build, in theory, can build that Titanic, not Titanic, excuse me, Tiamat itemization, can I actually go ahead and just rinse clear a little bit? And the answer, honestly, is yes. With things like Kha'Zix, you see Smurf players, you know, and that's the best thing. You look at a Smurf Kha'Zix, and they just farm 2-3 sequences, come out further ahead, and then they propel their lead. 232 cross timer here, Briar a little bit ahead. Ultimately, as we've covered on this channel, as I've covered on the main channel, it's about getting yourself that experience advantage. Which means, as we speed up the full clears here, watch the Briar, where she's going to go over to the red. Any ganks available to her? Oh, dive here? Nope. Silas pushed in, all right. Kha'Zix here on the red, all right. Can I look at bottom lane here? Diving in a Felios and a Leona with a Corki and Emilio. Not really feeling it. We also know that, you know, Briar starts on the bottom side and goes up. So, in this regard, every single jungler, whether you're an assassin, fighter, mage, full clear, or ganker, I don't really care. If you're able to full clear by Scuttle and grab yourself a crab, you are in a great position. The problem comes when champions like this and champions like this complain a little bit about being behind in experience. And that's because right here, this is what we have dead time. You see this? Okay, let's cut it back, right? Let's actually just stop and cut it back here. We finish off the Scuttle Crab. This is where the assessment needs to be made by assassins, by every jungler. Doesn't matter who you are. What can I do right now at 346? This is quite late, but what can I do? You absolutely must head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching, coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else, as well as all of this hosted in a private jungle Discord. And if there is one thing I'm good at, it's making junglers go from low elo to high elo, as seen by the great number of success stories from the end of last season and already the beginning of season 14. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle diff every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. Objectively, we know that she started on the top side, so we should leave a ward here. Now you look at the Kha'Zix, like, why does a sucker have a scanner? Are you planning on ganking? Can you not F-key in the first rotation to see if people ward? Like, this guy pushes up, and did we see him dip down at all in a way that would suggest he warded? If you don't know, then that's what you need to be watching while you're clearing. Did the mid lane dip down or dip up in a way that would suggest they warded while you were clearing? All right, so imagine they did. Imagine the Virkayu did. Imagine he straight up just warded right in this bush here. You having scanner, how does that help you right now? Because you'd see it as you're clearing down. You go up here. Can I avoid the vision? No. Can I avoid the vision? No. It's spotted. Like if he puts it right in the river, you're spotted. He will see you. So you can go for the gank if it's gankable and then fall back and clear it. But did you need the scanner then? No, you didn't. So you can pay attention to these things. The scanner is better if you want to look, sort of get into the invade path, but I don't agree with that anyway. In these farming metas, keep a control ward your warding totem, place it on their second rotation, because the second rotation is where you start to dominate stuff. So the Kha'Zix here will look at this and go, all right, nothing available for me, I can go back to base. Wait a second, the Veigar has died, he's TP back in. Wave's in a solid position for the Silas, who of course has his TP as well. I'll go and burn the flash, all right. Burn the flash, get a harvest stack, I'm okay with that. Briar obviously is not going to sit here and wait a little bit. Kha'Zix is going to help the Silas. And you know, like, this is where I understand, like, hey, Silas, can you just go back to base? Why are you staying low HP? Silas, can we just push this out so you can recall nicely? You know, you've got to play the poker game a little bit, so let's ignore our laners in this environment. From the Kha'Zix's perspective, if you've done your job here, and this guy is just saying, look, go away, go away. If that's what he wants, leave him. It's in a fine position. He's just going to chill now a little bit. He's got the turn. And Briar here, you know, 4 minutes or one should be thinking about going back to base. So as Kha'Zix, you just sag on down, go back to base, get your buy, and come back to the top side. Can I gank top lane, or can I just carry on sequencing? That's it. The Briar here will obviously track you a little bit, and that's the downside of showing in this regard, but the gank will still fine. So the Briar does a great job of canceling and watching the body language of the Silas, goes and gets a stun and gets the kill here, and now Kha'Zix can just hold. But this is the problem, as you see. This is the problem. It's 4 minutes 30, and both junglers have full cleared, done a scuttle, played around mid lane a little bit too much. No one's done a second camp. No one's done a second rotation. I'm releasing a video on the main channel. It will be live in a day or two from this being released, so in the future, it should be out already, on the jungle route for first level 6. And it's for everybody. In 2 examples, with 2 different cases, I get it at around 6 minutes 12, and in one, I should have had it at 5 minutes 55. I messed up a little bit though, and I was like this far away at 5:45. I was going back to base, and I missed a counter jungling opportunity that would have given me an early 6. Now, as you see here, we want level 5 at around 4 minutes 45. That is what we want. The Kha'Zix here obviously soaked up some minions in the mid lane, but look at this. Full clear, plus a scuttle, no kills, some minions, 1 respawned Grump, and he's still not yet level 5. And it's 523. Like, if you were level 4 in the previous patch, at this time, and I've told you this in every video on this channel since the patch dropped, think about these things. As an assassin, what gives you the advantage on the map? What is the thing you want most? Economy. And economy is gold and experience. The assassin players love to have an experience advantage, but they even more love a gold advantage. Now, an assassin that is higher in levels, that doesn't have the gold advantage, that's still something that's pretty good. So if you don't see opportunities for gold, that means invades, ganks, turret platings, more kills, fights. The very least thing, the least you can do is grab yourself a huge experience advantage, because it's still part of the equation for you, right? You still need both of those things. And when you have that, you can leverage it into more gold swings, into a gold slingshot. And Kha'Zix players especially, you guys can honestly just let the game come to you and relax. You see, the Briar now obviously is going to have this top side quadrant. We know that. He does hit level 6 here at 648. So again, not terrible. But okay, well, let's just see what happens here. She does hit it. Not paying attention to lane. Briar obviously evolved his claws, goes in on the Leona, who just blindly went in herself there. Silas is going topside for some particular reason, instead of helping out down here, which is always a bit of a problem, because if you rotate it here, we get a kill, but you can do nothing about your laners. The heal goes through. Phyllis is very, very strong. Kha'Zix is going super deep. Corki finally shows up here. Can we live? We don't live. Why don't you flash? No respect. And then you ask, well, Kha'Zix sucks. Well, yeah, Kha'Zix sucks if you get 6 here, but we were level 4 here. We were level 4 as we're about to do the Wolves. We did Wolves, level 4 camp, Raptors, level 4 camp, Krugs, level 4 camp. Now we're over here with a random scuttle, boom, level 6. Get it as fast as possible as an assassin. Seriously, get it as fast as possible, kills be damned, and then get many, many kills because everybody's level 5. Problem here is obviously, Corki's clearing a wave, not paying attention. We're in a bit of a rough situation here. So what can you do instead of fighting as a champion like this? Go ahead and just counter jungle. Briar should be on the top side because you know she's sequencing bottom to top. Just go ahead and take the blue. Take the scuttle, leave the situation. If you have everything under control, you can go ahead and obviously, as Briar shows up as well, you can go ahead and do the dragon, right? Or just take your camps. Seriously, take your camps. Because 99%... Yes, this is going great for blue team. Fantastic. What you can do here is if you have to give up the grubs for whatever reason, you still have the ability to potentially take the dragon, take her blue. If she shows top line for a gank, you get her 3rd spawn grump or 3rd spawn wolves, you slingshot that experience, and now you can translate that into a better gank and a better gank. Now obviously the Silas here is not playing very well, but again, that's why the focus here has to be on yourself and your own econ. The Briar did a solid job of taking the grubs and ulting over. Her kit has that availability, and now she gets a free dragon. Kha'Zix knows she's on the dragon, so what can I do about it? At this point, nothing. Focus very deeply on your first clear and your second rotation. Get them swiftly, get lethal counter jungling, look for an objective early, and if you can have a high success rate gank or fight or rotation, please do it. Like, don't stop jungling. Impact the map, impact your lanes, impact everything that's good for you. Yes. But if there's truly nothing, don't go searching for it, right? Don't go searching for something that doesn't exist. The Silas here is at fault. You know, this is his problem. He didn't understand his wave early on when it was a great position. He didn't come down when he didn't go down. Like, I don't know why he went up. You can see the action here. You should be able to track the Briar. Didn't care. Now, Kha'Zix here is going to go ahead and finish the Raptors, finish the Red, finish the Krugs. Briar's spent her time doing a Dragon. Here, let's see what the Kha'Zix experience level is after this Krug camp. Should be pretty solid swing, huge swing. Alt in, flash for mega combo. Doesn't quite land everything. You know why? Because he didn't smite the Philios. Use your smite in your combos, and you will have a better time of catching that guy up. And again, as always, you know, mechanics play into it. We don't need to talk too much about mechanics on this channel. I mean, when it's relevant, we'll break it down, but you've got to be able to make plays mechanically. It's going to come back to bite you. But level 7, about what? Bottom left there, you can see that, right? Not a lot of the way to level 8. This guy, almost level 8. Scuttle Crab will give it to him. So just by focusing a little bit on experience after his death, she chucks an ult for no particular reason, the guy hits level 8. He's got this advantage. Look at her, counter jungling this. This is lucky. This is not intelligent counter jungling. This is not her going right. 4th rotation, Gromp should spawn at 2023. No, this is just her randomly going here because she saw you down here, right? And you can live with that, because as long as you control your own stuff, you're going to be in a great position. Now, obviously, Kha'Zix's ganks are not that reliable, and his itemization of rune sets are not as potent as they have been, but that's fine. We can deal with these things. Briar shows up here down a level. Look at the damage, though. You see? All I care about here is from the Kha'Zix's perspective, what can I do to play better to snowball and carry games? From the Briar's perspective here, it's not like she's really done much. But given that the game has evolved this way, pun not intended, this has been solid. You know, she full cleared up, she did this, she shouted the mid lane, she got a kill, did this camp here, bang back to base, got this quadrant, got this one here, you know, ults over here, gets more, goes here, gets another kill. Like, that's fine. That's all you can really ask a jungler to do in these situations. She got 50% KP, solid. So when a Briar is going to be doing this, now you're thinking, okay, but you know, what would a Kha'Zix be doing? What would a Hecarim be doing? Or Zyra, or Brand, or any of these farming junglers? Well, I can't interact with a Briar in that situation. I can't be next to her, so I have to be elsewhere. So I look for these specific, powerful counter-jungling moments, and I'm always 2 levels up on these people in this patch. Always 2 levels up. There's no reason from Kha'Zix's perspective here that he should be remotely close in experience to Briar. And the thing is, you're noticing his CS gap here is pretty solid. Should be 20 to 30 CS, and if he played away from her, kept that jungle spacing, see the main channel video, kept that jungle spacing away from the Briar, he would have found himself in a better situation to make better ganks. That's really what you're looking to do. So if you don't have the free kills and the free whatevers, use the experience. Even without a Tiamat, you can farm well enough. Sure, it's not as fast as other junglers, but just keep moving. And that's what I don't understand about people. They kind of stand still too long. They waffle too much. But this is not a game that Kha'Zix is necessarily going to have the most fun in terms of composition, which, of course, I understand those things. But when you're going to run in first to Leona, oh my goodness, that's not good. You know, like, he's just running in, and he's forcing it. Kha'Zix players, I coach a lot of assassins over the years. The ones that are patient and let the game come to them, capitalize on maneuvers, capitalize on overcommits, capitalize on bad positioning and cleanups, they're the ones that truly dominate games. This guy's 1-2-0. I know you want gold as an assassin. I understand everybody as an assassin wants to be like 4-2-2. I don't care if I die twice because I got more gold than they did and I can use it. That's fine. But in this meta, if you can prevent counter jungling, do counter jungling and get an experience advantage, nice little lane gank here, a nice little lane gank here, that's way better than forcing things just because you feel like you need to do stuff. Always walk through these bushes. There we go. Good job. Level 9 on the Briar. Finish off the blue. Time to do the Gromp. You'll notice here, once you start relaxing, and this is really true, once you start relaxing, as any jungler, really, you start to sequence a bit more. Especially in the mid game. You're like, well, game's over, might as well farm. And then you realize, I have a 2-level lead. Now we look at the gold amount here, 4.9k to 5.2. And I'm sure you were thinking this whole time, man, Virkayu, but like, you're talking a little bit nonsense because Briar must have like 1,000. I know it's small, but you can scale up, right? All of the things that the Briar's done, because she's almost down 30 CS, 300 gold. Now imagine if this guy was playing at a higher level. Imagine if this guy was just ganking this lane now. Why didn't he loop back here? Why didn't he go counter jungling small and kill the sign? Why didn't he go and take this and hit some plates before 14 minutes? Why didn't he? Well, that was a legacy brain freeze. Why didn't he get some grubs? Focus on the grubs a little bit. Okay, I can't focus on the grubs. I have to give them up. All right, fine. But while she's doing grubs, can I take her shit and gank the bottom lane? Not, hey, when everyone's ready to rotate, should we fight? And that's what I fear is the Kha'Zix's big issue in this particular meta, is that this guy's got a decent CS lead, but it should be more. And sometimes, as an assassin, you have to be a little bit of a farming jungler early on, and then you'll snowball your kills later on. That's just how it be. Now, she's obviously going to go to the dragon, right? You know she's going to go to the dragon here when you're doing this topside quadrant. This is tracking your vision now from the silos, but we kind of should be tracking that in the first place. Cut in, do the herald if you want, take your camps as well, take your camps and then take the herald. Can I kill top lane here if there's a low HP Scion? You know, I should be able to do something at this stage. Can I shove this wave out and take this turret? Cool. Got in a tier 1, denied her 2 camps, got in an objective, 2 levels up. And the gold lead would be nullified if you got the kill under the top side. So there's a lot of gold that you can get just by sequencing efficiently. And the best thing about this meta versus the last meta is it makes sense because you're not AFK farming, you're just playing a little bit more intelligent with your experience. You look at that, imagine level 11 with a bit more gold. Look at this. You're fine. The positioning is off. He's always in a place where Briar can ult, and he's always in a place where Veigar is. He's always running in too deep against the enemy comp. That's nothing to do with jungle meta, experience of gold otherwise. It's a brain gap. Like he's not thinking properly, and you know, I'm not a fan of the red smite either. So 5.7k gold, we're only down 140 odd gold to the Briar now, and she's 304 because she's left all of her time on the map investing into objectives, and I'm okay with that. I had a game literally in the weekend where I gave 5 grubs up plus 2 dragons to enemy jungler and a 500 gold lead, and he had more KP. Just through counter jungling, just through plates, just through making the right shutdown maneuver, and from that position, slingshot. And that's always what you're looking to do as an assassin, right? And I do play my champions largely like assassins. Like for Zyra, I play Zyra as an assassin, right? Electrocute, I'm trapping, I'm not interested in Dark Harvest nonsense, I think it's terrible. Electrocute all the way, guaranteed death to somebody, next one, next one, next one. Now, obviously, he goes and dies bottom lane. He's going to do this here, Herald. Not looking for the kills. Briar's on the same side. Jungle spacing as a concept, when you lose... Please don't come to me. You know, this is the tragedy of going for this... I mean, you deserve it. You deserve it. And not like, oh, it's a Kha'Zix problem. No, man, this is a jungling problem. If I don't want to face an enemy jungler here, I would prefer to be doing this while she's down here. Because now, if you just give up this dragon and accept it's gone, you get 2 camps counter jungle plus a herald. Now she's going to go topside of nothing but a red buff. Now you're already sequencing down here alive. Now you can gank the bottom lane without anybody interfering. You've got the herald. You can activate this sucker here, push this one out, push this wave out, get some deep wards, take this, go back to these camps if they're available, hold mid lane. You're just looking to consistently experience flow the map out. And Briar's just played like a regular jungler. Killed some camps, done some ganks, done some stuff, dies here on the turret for no reason. There's no reason for an assassin like a Kha'Zix here to be this far behind. And I understand, as a predator you want to hunt, but if there's truly nothing you can do about your feeding lanes or the positions of the map, sometimes all you gotta do is sequence well, sacrifice 1 or 2 things, and you find yourself in a better position. Now, Kha'Zix went to the top side here as the bottom lane was diving, so he does miss a few opportunities to get anything. Again, wrong place, wrong place. If you're always in the wrong place with low KP, look at yourself, not anybody else. It's only you. Hello, Scion. Hey, can we kill somebody now? Here we go, we got one. 3-4-0. Now, Briar decided to farm a little bit, and she's going to split, right? Oh, nothing I can do on the bottom side. I might as well take my camps and push up a little bit. So the experience advantage of the Kha'Zix here has dwindled, and now she's got a 700 gold lead because she caught up from the camps, doing them nicely. She caught up by pushing these waves out, hitting this too with 6 rubs, 300 gold again. Gold lead is now 1,000. The gold lead swung to 1,000 in the moment she wasn't actually in the fights. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you, assassin players, is when you want these gold advantages, it doesn't always have to be a kill. Doesn't always have to be a high-risk play. Really doesn't. Really, really doesn't. Patience is your virtue as a jungler on this patch. Look for the right plays, look to make the right moves, look to have high KP for sure. But under the baseline of good farming, good golden experience, play around the numbers advantage, and don't run into a Leona, Briar, or Philios when your team has no prio. Briar's top lane here. So Evolve W gives us a slow there, a nice little auto Q to finish that off. Briar's top lane here, 8.3k gold. We're at 7.9k gold. Already gap closed it up. So instead of spending, think of it this way. Briar keeps getting a 10 point, 20 point lead in a basketball game, right? You're the Kha'Zix. You keep closing that 20 point lead down to like 5, 3, 2. And then your coach does something stupid, and you're back down 20. So basically the Darv and Ham of the Lakers effect. But as a player here, you're in control of yourself, right? You're in control of all of your own camps, all of your own decision making. Every time you close up that gold advantage, keep making the right decision and you will see it swing in your favor and you'll keep growing the lead. However, if you make too many mistakes early, the Briar in this particular situation is going to be able to catch up. And again, what did I tell you earlier as a Kha'Zix? If you stop overthinking and just kind of sequence a few times in the mid game, you'll notice your lead goes higher, or you kind of close down the enemy's lead. The Briar did the same thing, except in this case, it gave her a huge advantage. She's like, I'm going to relax a little bit and farm, do my stuff. She did that. Now she got a good advantage. Look at the map. Now, I'm not going to say necessarily that this is a straight up 1v9 kind of scenario. I don't know if we can. I don't know if this is 1000% one of these straight up obvious winnable games where you just exist and win, but it's definitely a game that is winnable, that you can make the difference in just by making the right decisions. For example, here, why are we farming and not looking to help our team in this situation, right? We're farming upside away from them instead of downside towards them. We're not here to clean up. If we're here with our team and we're able to clean everybody else up together, kill the Veigar as well, why can't we go do Baron right now? This is what I'm saying. So it's not a 60% of free win if you just do what I said. I don't think that's the case. That's what I'm basically saying here. But I don't think it's one of those 20% you just write off and say it's doomed and you can never win. And I don't believe that, but from looking at this game, I think the Kha'Zix, without a doubt, could have done stuff. Right now, he should have been rotating to his team in the mid-game, shutting everybody down, realizing they have huge numbers advantage, and everyone just goes Baron now. Go Baron. Go, 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 go. Right? Quickly. Silas can draw focus if he wants, but everyone else you can go Baron. Maybe we can do something. With a Trundle, with a Milio, with a Corki, with you. And because everyone else is out of the picture, huge, especially if the Briar's dead and someone else is dead. Use the numbers advantage, and if they all shove, you just turn and kill them because they have 3, you have 5, boom. All of a sudden, the gold swing is in effect, and you guys actually have a big lead here with the Baron. Nice, no? And all of this is in spite of the horrific early game jungling that we saw. So, the jungle spike that we're seeing on this patch, nice ult, the jungle spike that we're seeing on this patch, it's not just early. I know I'm focusing on early, but I feel like I'm focusing on early because I want you guys to understand that it's about getting the best position on the diving board to actually control games and win. And if you do that, most likely you will win more than you lose. However, in these equal games, or when you make mistakes, it's about this mid game. And the jungle experience, even though the camps scale up to level 8 now and not just level 9, like they used to, the experience you're getting at level 8 is higher than the experience you were getting at level 9 in the previous patches. Which means you're getting a level 8 camp sooner, you're getting that experience sooner, and then you're getting it every single clear that you do. Huge if you can sync that up. And now obviously, I mean, we got no Silas here who's going to TP in, we're kind of biding time, Kha'Zix is just looking for the flank. I don't care about Barons this much. It's obviously important, and I would like to steal it. Oh, he should have gotten that. Kha'Zix is way more power. Way more power than anybody else. But yeah, I don't care about the Barons too much in this situation. I think we can just take this, push this up, cut down, take all of this, push this up, decompress the map much as possible. And I always get a little bit of, I get questions in coaching about this. Are you sure? What are you gonna do? Die for a Baron and then guarantee the loss? Push the wave up, take all the camps away, push this up. You gain 1,000 gold just by doing these kinds of things, 500 gold just by doing these things. They don't have to waste a lot of time pushing the waves out with their Baron, which means most likely you can have a numbers advantage pick somewhere else. And as a Kha'Zix, yes, that's what you want. You want this pick. You want something to split off from the group. See, this is now nicely going. Imagine if this was crashing, right? And this was crashing, and now you could take everything and you should be level 15. I think we should be level 15 at this point. Wasted opportunity. Pun again, not intended. Just from these Baron plays, like the kills you give, the Baron itself, not doing the Baron when you could have, not being with your team when you could have, that's when things swing in a bad direction for you. So Yeah. I hope that makes sense. You know, reinforcing, again, the experience maximization, but as an assassin, honestly, the best thing you have in this game is patience, because you know you scale. Once you get your items, you're going to win. Just be intelligent about it, and don't misposition so much, and don't rush this itemization against the Leona Veigar. You know, like an Edge of Night is pretty damn useful in this particular situation, obviously. Okay, so the win rate actually in Profane was surprisingly a little bit lower than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, this guy's got the default build here. This is great. Like, you can't go wrong with this. First strike is also 49% win rate. Like, they're all the same, right? And Kha'Zix is struggling a little bit with meta. I'm not going to lie. That's why he's getting buffed. I'm not saying, you know, otherwise. But for people who are going to claim... For people who are going to claim that Kha'Zix is so weak you can't climb with him, I don't agree with that either. But I was really surprised at the Profane. Just because in a more farming-based meta, like, it's a percentage lower than Ghostblade. But I guess we can really draw some good conclusions from that. Kha'Zix being able to be his best self, alright, in this particular meta and get in the face of the farmers and snowball leads through that aggression, that does work. But you have to know how to track, pick points, and counter jungle lethally. You don't have to necessarily sequence as well as I've been talking about, but you can definitely counter jungle crucial moments against enemy farmers, and then you have that advantage over them. That's all you really need, right? But yeah, still surprising. Regardless, though, this is your de facto build now. You obviously have the Cyril's Grudge as well, but, you know, against comps where you're behind, don't feel too afraid to go the Edge of Night second just so you can actually get the kills, but philosophical differences, if you wish, cool. Itemization like that is where I really feel like you get huge advantages from knowing the spikes and knowing your champion. Comes from experience, and you OTPs and mains will have different feels, but I'd much prefer you to be alive, 30% KP, 50 CS lead, with enough damage now to kill everybody. You know what I mean? Aphelios level 14. Silas is really just running it down this game. Like, he's getting kills, but he's getting kills because he's Silas. He's not getting kills because he's, you know, hyper-aggressively playing the game intelligently. It's just hyper-aggressively, stupidly. Briar's, I see, this is also a problem. Like, look at this. Her whole team is ready to go, ready to win, and she's done a solid job rotating and punishing the Kha'Zix's mistakes. Jungle is a game of mistakes. Make less than the enemy, punish theirs, you'll win. She's up here. Like, I know she got the semi-global thing, but there's no reason for her to be here, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? The red team will clean this up. The red team will clean this up. There it is. She dies, wasted, doesn't get it. All right, Kha'Zix is still obviously in the picture here. He's coming out of base. We're not focusing on him right now. There you go, free kill. This is what I'm talking about. If you had pushed, and just give them the Baron, right? Push, snack, push. Someone in Platinum and Gold and Emerald, they're gonna go and catch the wave. And now you've got a 5v4. Now maybe I can make a pick on someone, but because I played better early game, I'm strong enough to actually get these assassins off. Assassinations off, rather. Maybe not him. Yeah. Bunch of inhibs get stolen, and everybody resets. Blue team does not get another kill, and I think it's just a mental meltdown. Next, Dragon is Soul. Kha'Zix is 15. Briar's 18. Why? Because she caught up and swung the CS lead. She's almost down 30. Now she's up 7. You know, that's a nice 37, 40-point swing in CS, because Kha'Zix just was not in this game. And again, if I'm going to be low KP like this, even as an assassin, I will have a lot of CS. And I do feel like I get the issues with Kha'Zix and the runes, and the nature of the meta and the itemization, and I get it. Champion's weaker. But it ain't that weak, and assassins can still carry games. Just let the game come to you, play away from enemy junglers that defeat you, snack a few crucial moments, get that 6 early, and when you get that 6 early and you use it when no one else has that 6 from the jungle position, that's when you get that gold that you so desire to actually win. A little bit messy, this game, but hopefully you enjoyed. See you in the next one.